Why do you think your supporters in particular have been so interested in the Epstein story?
I don't
and so
understand.
upset about how it's been handled?
I don't understand it. Why they would be so interested. He's dead for a long time. He was never a big factor in terms of life. I don't understand what the interest or what the fascination is. I really don't. But I don't understand why the Jeffrey Epstein case would be of interest to anybody. It's pretty boring stuff. It's sordid, but it's boring. And I don't understand why it keeps going. I think, well, really only pretty bad people, including fake news, want to keep something like that going. But
it's ridiculous. Good evening and welcome to Carlin. Tonight, we've reached the point where Donald Trump is so terrified of the Epstein files that he's begun trash-talking his own diehard supporters for daring to ask about them. Think about that. The man who rode into DC promising to torch every secret now calls the search for a child sex trafficker's client list fake news. Do they think you're stupid? Of course. They're counting on you to forget the campaign rallies, the release the list chants, the MAGA influencers posing with empty 3-ring binders in the East Room. Watch.
Why do you think your supporters in particular have been so interested in the Epstein story?
I don't
and so
understand.
upset about how it's been handled?
I don't understand it. Why they would be so interested. He's dead for a long time. He was never a big factor in terms of life. I don't understand what the interest or what the fascination is. I really don't. And the credible information's been given. Don't forget, we went through years of the Mueller witch hunt and all of the different things, the Steele dossier, which was all fake. All that information was fake. But I don't understand why the Jeffrey Epstein case would be of interest to anybody. It's pretty boring stuff. It's sordid, but it's boring. And I don't understand why it keeps going. I think, well, really only pretty bad people, including fake news, want to keep something like that going. But credible information, let them give it. Anything that's credible, I would say, let them have it.
Well, there you have it, because Jeffrey Epstein was never a big factor in life. From the same guy who told us that he only hires the best words, he can't string a sentence of 3 words together without contradicting himself. But you'll eat what's for dinner and you won't ask any questions. Why? Because asking questions threatens their existence. So shut up!
This is a tough hurricane. One of the wettest we've ever seen from the standpoint of water.
It's ridiculous! You see, Trump's latest sleight of hand is to lump the Epstein investigation with the Steele dossier and the Mueller probe. Oh, all Democrat hoaxes, he snorts. Convenient. He once promised a trove of damaging names, and now he claims that the trove was forged by James Comey in a deep state Kinko's. So, if the Democrats really ghost wrote the list, why didn't they leak it during the 2 impeachment trials? Here's the answer, because Trump is throwing spaghetti at the wall and praying that his base can't smell the marinara. Watch.
She's given us just a very quick briefing, and in terms of the credibility of the different things that they've seen. And I would say that, you know, these files were made up by Comey, they were made up by Obama, they were made up by the Biden, we went through years of that with the Russia hoax, with all of the different things that we had to go through. We've gone through years of it, but she's handled it very well. And it's going to be up to her. Whatever she thinks is credible, she should release. Yeah.
See the pivot? First the list was real and imminent, and then it was sealed and boring. And now it's imaginary, authored by Obama. Next week it'll be written by the space lasers. So ask yourself, how dumb does he think you are? He's betting the answer is very. Let's talk the boredom, yeah? A billionaire pedophile dies in federal custody after naming Trump is my closest friend. The surveillance tape is conveniently corrupted, and the sitting president stonewalls the only evidence that could clear his own name. Boring? That's rich coming from the man who still rage tweets about Hillary's emails after 8 years. Watch.
I think, well, really only pretty bad people, including fake news, want to keep something like that going.
Only really bad people want to keep it going, huh? Well, the only really bad people want answers. Funny, because the loudest voices demanding the list were Trump's inner circle. Patel, Bondi, Bongino, Don Jr., Alina Habba, and by Trump's own logic, his own administration is infested with really bad people. Maybe he's finally right.
Why is the FBI protecting the greatest pederast, the largest scale pederast in human history?
Simple, because of who's on that list.
In this case, in Epstein's case, it is incredibly disturbing. We have flight logs, we have information, names that will come out.
Is it going to be shocking?
I don't see how it's not shocking.
Breaking news right now, you're going to see some Epstein information being released by my office.
What kind? Are we going to see who was on the flights? Are we going to see any evidence from what he recorded? Because he had all of his homes wired with recording devices.
Yeah, what you're going to see, hopefully tomorrow, is a lot of flight logs, a lot of names, a lot of information. But it's pretty sick what that man did.
Okay, well, we'll
along
look
with
for
his
that.
co-defendant.
Absolutely, and he had help. That's for
He
sure.
sure did.
The Ghislaine Maxwell Black Book. What names are in there, man? You understand how many powerful people probably want this thing to desperately go away? How many people were interconnected with this Epstein sex ring operation? I heard from a reporter once that there are tapes. A very well-respected reporter, many of you know, that there are a lot of tapes out there of a lot of people. I'm not ever going to let this story go because of what I heard from a source about Bill Clinton on a plane with Jeffrey Epstein. I talked about it yesterday. You can go check it out. I'm not letting it go ever. Ever.
How is it that my father can be convicted of 34 crimes, but no one on Epstein's list has even been brought to light? I'm trying to figure out how that's possible, right, folks? It's almost like they're trying to protect those pedophiles for some reason. I can't imagine why, right?
See those faces? That's your MAGA Mount Rushmore right there. Suddenly labeled traitors for doing the homework Trump assigned. They hovered over the target and Trump panicked. Why? Because the simplest explanation is the most devastating. The list hurts him. Full stop. He thought he could weaponize Epstein against the Democrats, harvest the votes, and then yank the cord and then dump the sled. Surprise, his base actually wants accountability. And now they're discovering that their white knight may be the dragon. Not exactly boring stuff, is it? So here's the final truth. Trump used the roofs for power and assumed that they'd wander off once the rally march faded. But they didn't. They're knocking on the castle gate, torches in hand, chanting, "Where's the list?" Trump can't hand it over without blowing up his throne. So he smears the mob as fake news. That's a classic cult playbook right there. Turn the flock on itself. Ladies and gentlemen, they want this channel throttled. They want it demonetized and wiped from the algorithm because we keep asking the question that melts their script. What's in the file? So subscribe and share this everywhere and sign up for the newsletter because big tech is going to bury us. Subscribe before they do it. It's the only way that I can reach you, can continue to reach you. Smash the subscribe button, like and share this everywhere, and comment down what you think about this whole fiasco down below. I want to hear from you. And share this with everyone who needs to hear it, especially your MAGA friends, before the big tech companies bury us. Remember, it's us versus a regime that feeds on secrecy and counts on your fatigue. So stay angry, stay loud, and we'll force the floodlights on. I'm Tyler Carlin, and if that statement makes them squirm, then good. It means we're right over the target. We'll see you in the next one.